Today is Thursday, June 27th, 1991, and this is our champion, Al Lusher. He returns with $9,850. This is a graduate student, Calvin Chow, and here's a landscaper, Tom Bornholtz. Al is the champion. Calvin and Tom, you are the challengers. And now, here is your master of the challenge, Dick Clark.
Thank you. There's a nice reception. Welcome to the challengers. Al, welcome back to you. $9,850 to the good. This your fourth day now?
Fourth day.
Fourth day and counting. Calvin, you can make it his last day if you so choose.
I mean, no.
Tom has the same result. Nice enough guys, Al, but they're out to get you. It's the way the game is played. Good luck to all three of you. The money earned is awarded by Citibank, MasterCard, and Visa. $200 to start. Sprint round is upon us. You have a minute, and then, of course, if you come out on top of that, you've picked up a little extra money and the chance to pick from the board first. Stand by. 1 minute. Here we go. Complete this quote by Ben Franklin. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man what three things? Calvin.
Healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Correct. What New York City Performing Arts School recently bestowed an honorary doctorate on former student Robin Williams? Calvin.
Juilliard.
Correct. In the classic Disney film Fantasia, what character played the Sorcerer's Apprentice? Tom?
Mickey Mouse.
Correct. The Kentucky Derby and the Preakness Stakes are two of the Triple Crown races. What's the third? Al?
Belmont.
Correct. What term from the Greek meaning to run back describes a word that reads the same forward and backward? Calvin?
Palindrome.
Correct. What Asian nation is known to the natives as Nippon? Tom?
Japan.
Correct. What president's face appears on a U.S. quarter? Al?
George Washington.
Correct. What European country owns the island of Capri? Tom?
Italy.
Italy's right. The route along which Jesus had to carry his cross is known as the Via what? Al?
Dolorosa.
You're correct. Let's see. We've got a tie three-way. So that's the kind of day it's going to be, eh? All right. One question. And Judge, with your permission, I'm going to skip this question, go to the next one, because there's pronunciation in there I don't like, and I don't want to play with it.
Okay, be my guest.
Gentlemen, since it is a tie, I don't want to diddle with the pronunciation I'm the least bit hesitant about. What is the former name of Ho Chi Minh City? Tom?
Haiphong.
Anybody else? Calvin?
Hanoi.
No. Anybody else? Al?
Saigon.
You are right. This is unbelievable. What's going on here? That's our show, folks. Goodbye. You guys going to keep this up all day?
We'll try.
This should be fun. Let's take a look. We've got rock and roll titles, The American Heartland, Let There Be Light, On the Road to, Anatomical Quote, Name Origins, and Select If You Will. Alan will be underway.
Well, since I'm from the Midwest, let's try the American Heartland.
All right, we have out there corn crops, wheat fields, and Indian territory. $100 to $200 wagers this time, gentlemen. For $150, Calvin, name our leading wheat-producing state, which is often called the breadbasket of America, and the sunflower state. Sunflower state is what I'm trying to say.
Kansas?
Kansas is right for $150. Al and Tom for $200. Name the state formerly called Indian Territory, whose Indian name means red people. Tom?
Oklahoma.
Correct for $200. Your choice this time is what?
Well, seeing it's kind of bright in here, I'll try Let There Be Light.
Let There Be Light. Candlelight, natural light, artificial light. $100 to $200 bets, fellas, please. For $150, Al, this is yours. Light is refracted into 7 main colors in the rainbow. Those colors can be remembered by the name Roy G. Bibb. The R stands for red. What color is represented by the V?
Violet.
Right. Now I was trying to figure out Roy B. Bibb stands for red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Roy B. Bibb, if you figure it out. Okay. For $200, Calvin and Tom, what type of light, cooler and more efficient than incandescent light, comes from a glass tube filled with argon gas and mercury vapor? Calvin?
Fluorescent.
Correct for $200. And we've got 4 subjects still left over there, guys. We'll be turning back to that, then give you another go-around in the next round as the challenges continues right after this. can't wait to taste this. What's it called? A bit of celery. Fox for nothing. I'm sick of watching out for fat. To me, everything good has fat in it. Now, you're not telling me these are fat-free, because these are some delicious flakes.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes have always been fat-free.
Fat-free? Kellogg's Corn Flakes? Will take the ribbon from my hair.
A good reason to taste them again for the first time.
People who hurt from arthritis are discovering a safer aspirin, Ecotrin.
On a bad day, I can take up to 8 and not be concerned about irritating my stomach.
It's the orange coating that makes it safer.
Plain and buffered aspirin dissolves in the stomach where aspirin can cause irritation. But Ecotrin's safety coating helps protect your stomach from aspirin's irritation.
So I'm not worried taking the maximum dose.
Every 6 hours.
Pow, pow! For minor arthritis pain, the safer aspirin is Ecotrin. And that's the truth.
Quelle différence d'un jour à l'autre.
Today, C&R has a great selection of European fashions that can be ready tomorrow.
Quelle différence d'un jour à l'autre. Et la différence, c'est vous.
The European collection, exclusively at C&R.
I've got a problem. I need a lawyer. But how do I find a good one?
But Primex Talking Yellow Pages help you find a good personal injury attorney, workers' compensation, criminal law, or any attorney.
I needed help, so I called the Talking Yellow Pages.
If you need a good personal injury attorney, it's critical to find a successful one. Call 777-7776. Primex Talking Yellow Pages. All our attorneys have been pre-screened for successful track records at winning big settlements. It's free. Call now.
How may I help you?
I have looked for a job. The only ones that pay anything want computer skills. I don't have any.
Call Computer Learning Center.
I don't want to finish college. After 4 years, I still won't know how to do anything.
Call Computer Learning Center.
They said I could be a computer programmer in 6 months. They were right.
For a brochure, call Computer Learning Center, 800-464-4CLC. One phone call can change your life. Sally Jesse Raphael, today at 2.
Here on California 9.
The radio that picks up TV station. Clever lad. I'm still trying to figure you out. You're not a doctor.
No.
You may be one of these days, hopefully.
I will be one of these days. I'm in an MD-PhD program, which is combined medical and graduate school.
Why are you directing doctors in musical plays? I don't know. Are you a musician?
Yeah, I've done music for almost all my life, played piano, and then when I got to Columbia Medical School, there's an incredible group of musically talented people who love to act. And we do 2 musicals a year and 1 play. It's just amazing. We do all of the sets, all of the costume designs. It's incredible. Bardolph Player is the way to go.
Wait. How much for this commercial, Judge?
We don't make any money.
All right. Al, you're a weightlifter and a softball player?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like better?
Well, the weights are to stay in shape, and baseball's always been my passion. Since I can't play third base for the Cubs, I play third base for the softball team. I love the game.
I don't quite understand this, Tom. The people who watch this show normally watch it on television.
Mm-hmm.
You listen to the Challengers television show on a radio?
Well, yeah, I listen to it every day while I'm at work back in Massachusetts, and I figure that's how I know how to play the game.
So, I mean, what do you get, a special radio?
Most portable radios, you can buy a special one for a reasonable price and pick up television signals.
I know they have those multi-band. That's very interesting. I guess you don't have to see what you... Oh, yes, sort of, when we go to the board. And I'll read them all for those of you who are listening to Tom's radio station. Here we go, Calvin. These are your subjects. We have, attention radio listeners, rock and roll titles, On the Road to, anatomical quotes, and name origins. Where do we start?
Since the medical thing is out of the bag, I guess I have to take anatomical quotes.
I hope you know all about this. You should. About the heart, about the head, about the hands. Calvin, this is your subject. Everybody back? Okay, for $150, Al and Tom. When the Queen of Hearts shouted, "Off with her head," she was pronouncing a sentence on what Lewis Carroll titled character? Tom.
Alice.
Alice in Wonderland, of course. For $150, Calvin. For $200, the biblical verse that includes the phrase eye for eye, hand for hand, foot for foot. also refers to what other body part?
Tooth.
Yes. You're right. That's right.
Yes, he's right.
Yeah,
We
what-
asked for what other body part, the tooth.
Why did you go bam, bam?
I didn't do it, I'm sorry.
You mean you're not in charge of that man?
No, I'm not the man.
All right. Calvin, I don't know. I just like to pick on him. Calvin, it's your choice of rock and roll titles on the road to a name origin.
Let's try On the Road to...
On the road to, we have Recovery and Ruin and Rio. Make your choice. Everybody gets a question this time. Calvin, your $100 recovery question. After the recent scare, George Bush is feeling much better now, thank you. His problem has been traced to a hyperactive what?
Thyroid.
I certainly am glad you got that answer. If not, your career was over. Al, for $150. The baths of Caracalla, where public baths dating back to 200 A.D. were, today, operas are presented at the ruins. Name the European city in which they're located. Rome. Correct. For $200, Tom, on the road to Rio de Janeiro, you can see a huge statue overlooking the city. In English, it is called Christ the what?
Redeemer.
Christ the Redeemer is right for $200. Two subjects left over there, Tom. Which one would you like?
Well, I'll try rock and roll titles.
All right, we have a song title, a book title, and a royal title. These are rock and roll titles. Select, please. Everybody in again. Calvin for $100. The song Little Red Corvette was a top 40 hit for what singer? Prince. Correct. For $150, Tom. Name the charismatic rock musician who's the subject of the best-selling biography, No One Here Gets Out Alive.
Jim Morrison.
You're correct for $150, Al. For $200, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, had humble beginnings, born January 8, 1935, in what small Mississippi town?
Tupelo.
Tupelo, Mississippi is right. And that puts us, boy, look at that. We are $50 apart, guys. I knew it was going to be a day of days. All right, the last subject up there is name origins. It involves fragrant flowers, resting places, and big wheels. Select, please, and wager. Everybody in again. Al, for $100, name the large, fragrant, usually white flower named for Scottish naturalist Dr. Alexander Garden.
Orchid.
Gardenia.
Of course.
Yeah, it was too easy, unfortunately. Cost you $100 on that one. Calvin, for $150. What word for a large, stately tomb derives from the name of an ancient ruler named Mausolus?
Mausoleum.
Correct. For $150. Tom, for $200. Name the American engineer who designed the big rotating wheel in which passengers went around together at the 1893 Chicago World's Fair.
Ferris.
That's right, George Washington Gale Ferris, inventor of the Ferris wheel. Still very, very close. Al trailing at 1,000. The other two men with 1,300. This is a race. Come on back for the second half and see what happens when we raise the values.
Barry Parker, and he got me $60,000.
$60,000.
$80,000.
$100,000.
$100,000.
$120,000. $170,000.
Serious auto injuries require serious legal as well as medical attention. That's why I fight for you. Call 213-636-5151 or 714-761-1511 or dial 411 for the number nearest you.
Larry Parker got me $2.1 million.
Ladies, we're going to demonstrate how you can look years younger in minutes by having lines, wrinkles, and puffiness seem to disappear. Now watch as she applies the exciting new product called Sudden Change. In just minutes, you'll see and even feel the years smoothed away. Not a miracle, not trick photography, it's Sudden Change. Sudden Change eliminates the appearance of lines, wrinkles, and puffiness and lasts for hours. Sudden Change, it'll make you look years younger in minutes.
No opponent is tougher than pain, but you can stay in the game with Flexol. When one pain-relieving gel is endorsed by the athletic trainers in pro football, baseball, basketball, and hockey, you know it's the best.
Flexall, the pain relief pro trainers recommend.
Your whole being changes and you become an irritable, cranky witch. I get bloated. Sometimes I get real bad headaches. Primasin it's my weapon against PMS.
Primasin PMS for the period before your period.
Tune in to the most complete and up-to-the-minute news with LA's only one-hour noon newscast. 9 News at Noon with Paula Lopez and Carrie Kilbride, bringing you the latest coverage from the Middle East to the Southland. Depend on the best to bring you the best. 9 News at Noon.
All news and current events questions are verified by Newsweek magazine. And now, let's get back to the challengers.
John, we have a whole new set of circumstances here, and we played the second half of the game. Now raise the value of all the questions. This is one of the better races we've had in a long time. 2 men tied at 1,300. Al, you're trailing by just 300, which can change with one answer. Here are the 6 categories we're going to be playing with. Men of Many Words, O Canada, 1 ball and 2 strikes, Summer Music Festivals 1991, The Male Animal, and Misnomers, and the choice is yours, Tom.
Well, seeing it's near my home state of Massachusetts, I'll take O Canada.
All right, check out the cities, the provinces, and bodies of water. Dealing with Canada, $200 to $400 wagers. For $300, Calvin and Al, name Canada's smallest province, which is abbreviated by the letters PEI. Calvin.
Prince Edward Island.
Correct, for $300. Tom, for $400. Name the 17th century explorer whose name is given to a large Canadian bay and a New York river.
Hudson.
Henry Hudson, or Hendrick Hudson, right? For $400. And we move on to the next choice, Tom.
Well, see what's behind Misnomers.
Misnomers involves a hat, an airplane, and a country. Select, please. Oh, love it. Love it. Makes it worth an $800 thing here. You guys, I don't know. You're psychically attuned, I'm afraid. All right, all 3 of you stand by. Name the ice-covered North Atlantic island that was given a misleading garden-like name to attract settlers. Calvin.
Greenland.
Greenland is right for $800. How about the airplane or the hat question?
Let's try the hat.
The hat. For $400. What is the nickname given to the cowboy hat that, despite its name, really only holds about 3 quarts of liquid?
10-gallon hat?
Yeah, that was an easy one. Judge, why do they call it a 10-gallon hat?
It's a fairly simple explanation, actually. It's big.
Well, I think that's a sufficient answer. He has not researched that, nor did he expect me to ask. Calvin, would you like to try for the $600 airplane misnomer?
I think I'm going to pass on that.
Where do you want to go?
Let's try Summer Music Festivals 1991.
All right, here we go with in Arizona, in New York, and in Massachusetts. Select, please, and make a wager. Pretty sure Tom was going to go for that one from Massachusetts. Didn't know about the other guys, but here we go again. It makes it worth $800. All right, this is a question regarding summer music festivals, in this case in Massachusetts. Conducting this summer at Tanglewood, Massachusetts, will be what Japanese-American music director of the Boston Symphony? Calvin.
Seiji Ozawa.
You were right for $800. Would you like to proceed to festivals in New York or Arizona?
Let's try New York.
All right, for $600. Conducting at this summer's Caramel Music Festival in Katona, New York, will be the former husband of actress Mia Farrow, Andre who?
Previn.
Previn is right. Picked up $600, a clean sweep, so it's $1,800. The question regards Arizona this time. Want to try it?
Yeah, let's go for it.
The guest conductor of this summer's Flagstaff Festival of the Arts is what bearded band leader Steve Allen's Tonight Show? He who presses his luck. See, you're a young guy. Right. You walked into that one. I was saying, oh, don't take that one. Skitch Henderson. The man's name. I'm sorry that cost you a couple of dollars. You still have a nice lead. However, Calvin, the last subjects are over there. What would you like?
Let's try 1 ball and 2 strike.
All right, check them out. We got a small ball, the Homestead strike, and the Shipyard strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. For $200, Calvin. In what Italian lawn game do you roll a target ball called a pallino to begin play?
Botticelli.
No, you're in the area. Bocce ball.
Thank you.
All right, that'll cost you $200 on that one. Al and Tom for $400. In 1980, Poland's president, Lech Walesa, was a worker involved in several strikes on behalf of workers' rights. In what city did the shipyard strikes take place? Al.
Gdansk.
You're right for $400. Put you right into the race there. 2 subjects left, Al.
Let's take men of many words.
Men of many words. We have playwrights, we have poets, and we have philosophers. $200 to $400 wagers. For $200, Calvin, one of the outstanding plays in world literature, The Three Sisters, was written by what Russian playwright?
Chekhov.
Correct. For $400, Al and Tom. Early in his life, the Greek philosopher Aristotle studied under the man who wrote the Dialogues. Name that philosopher. Al?
Plato.
You picked up $400 on that one. There she goes. Look at this. 1,800, 1,700, 3,800. Good race going on. The last one is the male animal. Let's see what it involves. On the farm, in the forest, at the zoo. We're talking about male animals, gentlemen. Wager. The last bet of the day, you just couldn't let it go by and be easy, right? $800, all three of you standing by for this. What is the name given to all of the following? A male seal, a male giraffe, a male elephant. Al.
Bull.
Bull is right. You pick up $800. Puts you $2,600. A clean sweep of this board is worth $1,800. You want to try further?
Let's try on the farm.
On the farm. A female horse is a mare. What 8-letter word is given to the adult male horse?
Stallion.
You just picked up $400. Puts you right up there at $3,000. You want to keep going for $600?
I'll call it quits. Call it a day.
You broke my heart, Al.
Easy.
Can I ask him the question, Judge?
All right, go ahead and do it.
I'll kick myself.
Little baby deer's called a fawn, and mommy deer's a doe. What's a daddy deer?
Stag.
No, you would have lost. Thank goodness he didn't tell you it was a buck. All right. That's right. See, never press our luck. That's right. We'll be back in a moment to play the final challenge right after this.
Right now, the once-a-year swimwear price break at May Company. Save 25 to 50% on all 1991 Mrs. Swimwear. Save on fabulous styles in bold, hot colors from LeBlanca, Jansen, Catalina, Roxanne, Serena, and more. 25 to 50% off the entire stock of 1991's hottest swimwear. Don't miss it. The once-a-year swimwear price break. Right now at May Company.
You missed one more deadline. Stressed at work? Injured at work?
Know your rights. Get the benefits you deserve. Call now.
If you'd like to become a contestant on the Challengers, please call area code 818-562-1620.
One barbecue sauce can liven up any holiday cookout. New KC Masterpiece Bowl. Here's a free taste. If you'd like seconds, pick up some KC Masterpiece Bowl. This sauce lives up to its name.
Amazing Blue Star ointment stops itching fast. Jock itch, ringworm, psoriasis, tetter, and removes corns and calluses.
Available at Thrifty and Vaughn's Pharmacy.
Oh, it's sore, it's tender. I'm having to blow it so often.
Introducing Puffs Plus, the first tissue that's first aid for a sore nose.
It's got something in it. Something soothing in there.
Lotion? Yeah, lotion. It's really light, silky. It was just the right amount.
New Puffs Plus is the only tissue with moisturizing lotion with aloe, so it's better than other tissues at soothing a sore nose.
My nose feels great.
It is so soothing. It's amazing.
New Puffs Plus, first aid for your sore nose.
My nose feels better. Yes, it does.
Don't miss an hour of courtroom action with the judge, followed by divorce court today at 1.
Prizes awarded by Citibank MasterCard and Visa Card, America's most widely used credit card. And now back to the final challenge and your host, Dick Clark.
Okay, thank you, Don. Here is the final category. Check it out. It is comedy around the world, even odds in the USA. W wager in Mexico, triple it in France. Study it for 15 seconds. Make your final wager of the day. The challenge is yours. The subject is comedy around the world. Tom, please declare.
I took comedy in France for $1,500.
Al, please declare.
I took comedy in Mexico for $2,000.
All right, so far so good. Calvin, please declare.
I went to comedy in France for $950.
You're in a standby position. If the other guys are wrong, Calvin, you'll come out of this, but this is the way it shakes out. Tom, you're going for $6,200 or $200 on this question. A popular French comedian with a wide, toothy grin starred in a series of films as a hot-tempered priest named Don Camillo. For $6,200, by what single name do we know this French comedian?
Fernandel.
You're absolutely right. $6,200.
Well done.
Al, you can win it by $800. This is a $7,000 bet you got here, or $1,000 if you're wrong. A Mexican clown, acrobat, and bullfighter whose original name was Mario Moreno starred with David Niven in Around the World in 80 Days. For $7,000, by what single name do we know this Mexican comedian?
Cantinflas.
You have won it. $6,200 and a grand four-day total for Al of $16,850. What a day, gentlemen. That's a lot. It was extraordinary. Congratulations to all of you. See you tomorrow with a new...
Some contestants today will receive delicious Primora Light with 70% less saturated fat than coffee mate, no tropical oils, and no cholesterol. And Nakano seasoned rice vinegar, a ready-to-use dressing, no oil, cholesterol, or fat. A healthy dressing for the 90s from Nakano. And Gitano Sportswear, a true American look for a true American generation. Gitano, a new American tradition for the spirited family. And the gift certificate from Citibank, Visa, and MasterCard, proud supporter of the National Parks Preservation Fund. And Hershey's syrup on ice cream is a favorite summertime treat. And look for the full line of Hershey's toppings for that great Hershey taste on ice cream.
Stay tuned to California 9 as Paula Lopez and Terry Kilbride give you the latest local and national news on Prime 9 News at noon next.
This is Don Morrow speaking. The Challengers is a Ron Greenberg production in association with Dick Clark Productions.